Everyone perceives the world differently, but for some people this experience is much more difficult than for others. When everything around you turns into a combination of rhythms and sounds, it is very hard to focus on the rest of your feelings and emotions, until love comes into your life and puts everything in its place. Rudy is a talented young guy with synesthesia who sees the world differently from other people. He is crazy about music, but nobody understands his obsession with it. He senses everything through music, and even everyday routines turn into beautiful symphonies in his ears. He has a super controlling mother who always wants to know what is going on in her son's life, and a girlfriend named Haley who wants to take their relationship to a more serious level. Rudy doesn't have a normal job, which really annoys Haley, so she is thinking of breaking up with him. He does music puppet shows, and it doesn't bring in much money, but Rudy really enjoys it. Rudy's mother, Maria, hates Haley and wants him to marry a good woman from their Brazilian community. She introduces Rudy to one of her candidates, Luana, but he still wants to get back with Haley and be with her. Luana shows a sincere interest in dating Rudy, and it makes their first meeting even more awkward than Rudy could imagine. Maria believes that marrying a Brazilian girl and staying in their small neighborhood forever is the best life option for Rudy. Although he has his own dreams and ambitions, he doesn't do anything to achieve his goals. The only thing that keeps him afloat is music, and Rudy realizes that one way or another, his life must be connected to it. One day, Maria makes Rudy go to the fish market where he meets a gorgeous girl named Isabella and instantly becomes totally smitten by her beauty. The next day, he returns to the fish market and invites Isabella for a walk. They get to know each other better and talk about their lives. Isabella enjoys working at the fish market, but she is always open to any opportunity life gives her. She is a kind and optimistic person who likes small neighborhoods more than New York for their cultural uniqueness, and Rudy starts falling in love with this special girl. Among all the noises around him, she remains a peaceful symphony, and Rudy opens up about his feelings to his favorite puppet, which is kinda weird. Rudy and Isabella go on another date, and she notices his problems with concentration. Rudy explains that his mind turns all the sounds around him into different rhythms. Isabella wants to understand him better, and Rudy decides to show her what he means by turning a casual routine in the park yard into an exciting and beautiful symphony. Isabella is amazed by Rudy's perception of the world and believes that he has a real gift. After Rudy's classes, Haley approaches him and apologizes for breaking up with him. She wants to get back with Rudy and kisses him. But Rudy doesn't tell her about Isabella. He tries to excuse himself by thinking that Isabella is just his friend and that he is not officially back with Haley yet. The situation is complicated, and Rudy doesn't know which girl he should choose. Isabella is a really nice girl, and Rudy decides to take her out on a very romantic date. He rents a food truck from his friend Anwar and picks her up after work. Unfortunately, the atmosphere is ruined when Rudy suddenly gets shot by a random jerk. After Rudy is taken to the hospital, he passes out and suffers from hallucinations about his unhappy childhood. As he wakes up, he sees Isabella near him. She comforts him and helps Rudy focus on his feelings and emotions by covering his ears. Rudy feels a deep connection between him and Isabella and tells her about his feelings. Isabella admits that she likes him too and kisses Rudy. He kisses her back, but he doesn't tell her about Haley. Speaking of Haley, she invites Rudy to spend time together, and he can't say no. Well, now Rudy is dating both Isabella and Haley. He doesn't tell his mother about his double life and keeps fooling two girls day by day. After a date with Isabella, he goes on a date with Haley, and then he goes to spend time with Isabella again, and this chain of events keeps repeating itself. One day, Haley invites Rudy to her house for lunch with her family. Haley's parents are very conservative and want to know everything about Rudy, including his intentions towards Haley and his career plans for the future. Plus, they are acting like real racists, which makes Rudy feel uncomfortable and confused. Although Haley tries to support him and lies about his serious plans after their graduation, the situation only gets worse. and Rudy leaves. Later, Haley calls Rudy and apologizes for her family's behavior. He also doesn't like the fact that she lied about his future plans and wants to talk to her in person. For some reason, he's just buying time before breaking up with her. Rudy understands that he is in a pretty shitty situation right now. He genuinely likes Isabella and wants to be with her, but he is afraid of upsetting and hurting Haley by telling her the truth. Anyway, it is time to take matters into his own hands and make a decision. So, Rudy goes to meet Haley in a restaurant for a serious conversation about their relationship. But before he can say anything, Haley interrupts him and starts talking about their future. She wants them to move to a big city after graduation, start living together, and maybe even have a dog. Her pressure scares Rudy, so he heads to the bathroom to put his thoughts together. Suddenly, he bumps into Isabella, who came to the same restaurant. He sits with her, and they have a couple of drinks. Isabella worries that Rudy was avoiding her recently, but he denies it. He feels extremely nervous and says that he needs to use the bathroom. Instead, he goes back to Haley. Wow, this game has really gone too far. While Haley is busy choosing the perfect apartment for their future life, he excuses himself again and rushes to Isabella. Rudy continues drinking cocktails one after another and playing with Haley and Isabella. However, the game ends when Maria walks into the restaurant and notices her son. Then, Isabella and Haley finally see each other. They confront Rudy, and he tells Haley the truth. He admits that he likes Isabella and wants to be with her. He also lashes out at Maria, and his mother walks away. Both girls are disappointed in Rudy, so they leave him standing alone in the restaurant. After everything, Rudy feels upset and devastated, so he goes to a party where Anwar consoles him. Anwar offers him a drink to calm his nerves and have some fun, but Rudy instantly gets high and starts hallucinating. After he wakes up, Rudy apologizes to his mother. He realizes that all he needs to be happy are his puppet shows, music, and Isabella. Maria encourages him to fight for his happiness and try to win Isabella back. He finds Isabella and tells her about his feelings, but she doesn't want to forgive him. She still believes that he is a talented and unique person, but she needs to be with someone who respects her and stays completely honest with her. Rudy starts a new chapter of his life. He gets used to being single and learns to love and accept himself the way he is. He even makes a new female puppet and improves his puppet show. He uses moments from his own life and implements them into the plot of his show. The show becomes popular, and people find it hilarious and amusing. When the show achieves a new level, Rudy becomes famous. One day, after another show, he receives a small gift from Isabella, who congratulates him on making his dream come true. Well, sometimes finding yourself turns out to be more important than finding love. Finally, Rudy is happy to be himself and accepts his synesthesia as a gift that helped him hear the world differently from other people.